The theme of MIXX this year is Fueling Interactive Advertising's Creative Revolution. What does creativity and interactive mean to you?
Yeah, to me, in today's day and age where consumers are seeking information and solutions in fundamentally different ways, creative has to be a reflection of how consumers actually behave. And by that I mean it needs to fundamentally reflect the way consumers are living their lives, the types of solutions and dialogues they're seeking, and the ways that we, as a company, can help facilitate solutions that truly matter to them.
They say that the role of marketers, agencies, and publishers has changed dramatically in recent years, and in some instances even merged. How has this change impacted your job?
You know, I feel like less of an expert in many ways than I used to. And, you know, to use traditional media, if you will, as the counterpoint, I was very comfortable assessing how my broader brand strategies should come to life via TV, print, and the like. And I find myself in the realm of digital and social media relying that much more on our agency and publisher partners to help me navigate, hey, how do we really make sense of all this and affect a campaign that is fully leveraging these new technologies and interfaces in a way that is still consistent with our brand strategies.
Can you tell us what you think is most important about MIXX and the IAB's role in the interactive industry?
Just the fact that it's facilitating the dialogue that it is just critical, because you know we're really all learning as we go. It's a brave new world out there. The face and shape of marketing is at a time of tremendous transition, and you know, to the extent that the hard and fast rules of the past really just don't apply any longer, it's just important to get people in the same place to share their experiences, to learn from each other, and to build intuition on the best way to forge a path forward.
What is the single most compelling trend in your mind in interactive media today?
You know, I won't pretend to be an expert on the interactive media space, but what I do believe is an underlying trend, and certainly an area of significant thought and consideration for people in my shoes, is the whole notion of relinquishing control of your brands to the consumer. To truly engage with consumers in today's world, you need to be comfortable with the fact that it's not a one-way communication. It's a two-way dialogue, and inherent in that is the need to be comfortable with the fact that in a dialogue you might not always like what you hear, but only through that dialogue can you really achieve a meaningful relationship that enables consumers to embrace your brands consistent with the reality of their current lives.
What do you think today's consumer wants?
They want you to keep it real with them. They don't want you to tell them something that they already know or speak to them as if you were the expert and they're not. They want you to acknowledge that, you know what, we're all savvy, we all know what's going on out there, and life is hard and tricky and complicated, and there are a lot of often conflicting sources of information out there. And to the extent that a marketer can implicitly acknowledge that reality and just foster an honest, candid, authentic dialogue with them around the ways their products and services can truly enable an easier, more fulfilling life for them. If you're able to do that as a marketer, consumers will listen.
How do you prioritize and focus with so many competing noises and media out there, both professionally and personally?
I think it all starts with a core understanding of what are you trying to achieve. And that can be captured through a creative brief and the like as a marketer. But it's critical that you establish upfront, okay, what's our brand all about, and what is this marketing effort intended to drive? And then you need to embrace the tactics and the marketing levers that will best enable that. Because to your point, there's always that risk for creep and for migrating off track. But as long as you're continually revisiting, okay, at our core, let's take a step back. Who are we? What are we trying to achieve? What can we mean to today's consumer? Then you can make sure that you stay focused and drive the intended result.
You shared a case study with the MIXX audience today. What advice would you give to a marketer who was just beginning to engage with social media? What's the best advice?
I think the best advice is to understand upfront what you are trying to achieve and to determine and define what success looks like. That's difficult in the realm of digital media where the traditional ROI is still a work in progress. The existence of benchmarks is to some extent present but still developing. And so it's critical that you don't just be attracted by the notion of being involved in digital marketing, but that you understand, okay, here's what our brand is about, here's what we're trying to achieve, and here's the role that digital media can play in helping to drive that intended result. And to the extent that you're all clear on those objectives up front, and that you understand what success looks like before you engage in the effort, then you can take a step back after you've executed your campaign, determine what went right, what you would optimize, and push forward from there.
Great. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you.